This is the CIGA Design Blue Planet Gilding version, a recent release from this Chinese micro brand. The full retail price is $1,899, so it is a rather high retail price for a micro brand, but there's a lot going on here. So let's just get to it. We have a full ceramic case, a full ceramic bracelet. There is a domed sapphire crystal and the inclusion of 24 karat gold when it comes to your globe disc that's on the main portion of the dial. This is the brand's follow-up to 2021's GPGH Challenge Watch Award winner, the Blue Planet, of which I have featured that watch previously on my channel, and I'll link that video in the description. This one debuts on March 15th, and each dial will take about 68 hours to hand paint and apply that 24 karat gold. I love the high scratch resistance of the full ceramic. My own opinion, ceramic will be a lot more prevalent in future years as more brands create ceramic cases in addition to the bezel inserts that they already do on their divers. And we are going to see ceramic bracelets. Right now, Rado is really the only brand that does it on a regular basis. So the market moves a little bit slow just for my own liking, but I can't wait for the day where I have more consumer choice with full ceramic watches, with full ceramic bracelets. I love the fact that CIGA Design is already on board with this. And the fact that it's sub $2,000, that's pretty uncommon for a ceramic bracelet. I know Rado generally charges more for their full ceramic watches. So continuing, we have a globe disc which rotates once every 12 hours, and I think it looks really sharp under the macro lens. Again, you can see the topography, and if we angle the watch at 90 degrees, you can even see the curvature of that globe from this angle. So it breaks the plane of the ceramic case, and I think that's pretty dang cool. Now, let me explain how you read this, because at a glance, it might be kind of confusing, and it might be even a touch intimidating, but it's very simple. Essentially, you have this compass here on your rotating globe disc, and that acts as your hour hand. And if you go to the outer index track, that's a standard 12-hour index, so you can see what hour of the day it is. And then if you want to read the minutes, you go to the next disc in between that hour globe disc and your outer hour track, and that's your minute ring. So you just look at what minute it is next to that compass, and you've got your time in hours and minutes. And yes, it takes, I don't know, I'd say a few days to really get used to, but after you get used to it, it only takes a couple seconds longer to discern the time as opposed to a standard high legible watch that we are used to wearing on a day-to-day basis. So I like the fact that it's a little bit different. You don't have running seconds, and you can see the movement through a display case back. And I would say that the finish work here is average at best. It's nothing to write home about, and it's partially obscured. This is the brand being proud of the fact that their design won the Challenge Watch Award at the GPHG in 2021. They did have to alter the ratio, the gears here, for how this movement operates so that your hour hand moves 30 degrees for every 390 degrees that the minute ring rotates. So you do get the exact time, you just don't get the seconds. And myself, I like the uniqueness. I think these days, micro brands, they are focusing very much on divers and field watches, occasionally a chronograph, occasionally a GMT, but that's what sells right now. I like the fact that CIGA Design is doing something that's out in left field. And if you look at their product catalog, a lot of their watches are very avant-garde. They're very different. They're very eye-catching. It's apparent to me that this brand wants to be noticed. And when you wear a watch from this brand, you have more conversations with friends and neighbors and acquaintances about that unique piece on your wrist. At least I've experienced that with the CIGA Design models that I have worn and reviewed as opposed to traditional mechanical watches. But I think everything has its place. Would I personally buy this and wear it on a day-to-day basis as my daily driver? Definitely not. But I can see the place in the market as an accent piece a challenge watch, a wild card watch, something to break up the monotony of the traditional. So I get its place in the market. And I do think it does have negative elements here. I don't want to sound like an advertisement. This gloss ceramic, yes, it is lightweight. Yes, it is very sharp and natural light, but it is kind of a smudge magnet despite the high level of scratch resistance. And here's my opinion on that. If I'm bothered by the smudges on my watch, you know what I need to do? Pull out a microfiber cloth, don't get worked up into a tizzy, and wipe it off. I know a lot of you that watch me, you do that anyways. Don't try to deny it. You have a microfiber cloth in your pocket right now, and you clean up your stainless steel and titanium watches and sapphire crystals a couple times throughout the day. So anyways, that's a negative element here. I would also classify the water resistance of 30 meters as a negative element. I know this is not the type of watch you're going to take diving. It's not a sports piece, but really 30 meters is not much. It's essentially splash resistant. So I'd like to see that improved in future generations. And then the last thing, it just comes down to the crown. It's a little bit difficult to grip and operate, especially if you have larger fingers like I do. And then there will be a ghost date position in the crown, even though there is no date wheel in the movement. So that's a bit disappointing. But other than that, it's a unique piece. It's a ceramic case with a ceramic bracelet with an interesting design. A little bit of 24 karat gold here found throughout. Does it have drawbacks? You bet it does. But hopefully you felt like I've been fair in my appraisal of this piece. The launch date is March 15th. The retail price is $1,899. There will be links in the description of the video. Reach out with questions. Thank you very much for watching today. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.